Hi everyone, for today's video we're going to be focusing on hip and lower limb stability. So this is really important for pole dancers because we do such extreme flexibility, we're doing a lot of jumping and landing. It's really important that all of our joints are nice and stable so that they can cope with the load and the flexibility that we place on them. For today's session we are going to use a small Pilates ball. You don't have to use this if you don't have one, it's not a problem. However, if you can find something to put under your foot, I'll show you it properly when we get to it, like a pillow or even like the edge of your mattress or a sofa or something like that. Something that just moves a little bit underneath the foot, that would be great. We're also going to use a circular resistance band. We're going to use quite a heavy one for those exercises. But other than that, we are just going to be doing body weight exercises. A lot of them are going to be single leg. As I was saying, kind of with the stability stuff, we really need to actually challenge our balance. So that's why we're kind of using the band and using the ball, a wobbly surface. But standing on one leg is challenging enough for some of us. So we're going to use a lot of the kind of single leg holds. Okay, so get yourself set up, grab the equipment that you need, and let's get started. Okay, so let's just start with a little bit of a warm-up movement. We're going to stand on one leg with a little bit of a bend in that leg just to help keep our balance. We're then going to bring the other leg up. We're going to bring the knee up towards the ceiling. We're going to straighten it out. We can point the toe if you want to, but you don't have to. And once we're in this position, we're then going to dip down, so bending that standing leg just as low as you feel comfortable and then pushing through to come back up. We're then going to keep the leg straight, come out to the side, and we're going to go down again. So just dropping down, pushing back through. The leg's then going to come all the way out behind, lifting up through the glute, and then we're going to just do another dip down there. The leg's then going to come all the way behind, use your other arm to balance if you need to, and then we're going to do a dip and bring ourselves back in. Try to stay balanced on one leg, and we're going to repeat that movement. So leg straight in front, dip down, out to the side, out behind, squeeze the glute, and then out to the side, use your arms to balance, and then back through. I'm going to go for one more set again. Try not to put that foot on the floor. So leg out in front, dipping down, out to the side, out behind, and then out to the side, and then put that foot down, give it a little shake out. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So leg out in front, dipping down, out to the side, out behind, giving that glute a squeeze, out to the side, and let's bring it back straight in front. Keep that balance. I know it's hard, and also keep breathing. So if you need to, just focus on something just to help keep that balance. And then finally out behind and bring it back in. Give it a little shake. Okay, well done. We're going to do one more set of those, so another 3 on each side. If you need a little bit of a rest in between or your legs need a little bit of a shake, then feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, let's go again. So leg in front, we're going to dip down. That's 1, 2, 3, out to the side, and 4. Back in front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last round on this side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's change sides. Give it a little shake out. That standing leg is probably going to feel like it's doing more work. That's absolutely fine, but remember we can kind of get a nice lift through the other leg as well. So let's go again. Dipping down for 1, 2, 3, across, 4, in front, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Final time. Oh, lose my balance. If you do that, just bring yourself back in. 2, 3, and last one, 4. Okay, give it a little shake out. Okay, for the next set of exercises, we're going to use our circular resistance band. So I just want you to pop it around your knees. Okay, so just above the knee joints, not on the knee joint itself. We're going to stand on one leg again, so a little bit of a bend in that leg. We're going to bend the free one, so I'm bringing my heel up towards my butt, and I'm going to squeeze my glute back just a little bit, so I've got a bit of hip extension. Okay, and then as we lift the knee, we're going to bring it out to the side. And as you can see, I'm not hinging at the hip. I'm keeping it nice and open. This is so the glute does the work rather than the hip flexor, okay? So I want to keep it squeezed and then lift out to the side, okay? I'll come back to face you so that you can see my positioning from the front. So let's go for it. So bending on one leg, bring the other heel to the bum, squeeze the glute, and then we're going to lift out to the side. We're going to do 10 of these. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10, relaxing back down. So you'll probably find that your standing leg is getting a little bit of a burn as well, or you might, as we do more sets. That's completely normal, okay? Remember that we're working on the stability on that standing leg, and by moving the other one, we're actually creating a kind of harder environment, so it needs to work more to maintain balance, okay? So, although we are getting a bit of a glute workout on that other leg as well, which is great. So, standing on the opposite leg, so let's change sides. Okay, heel to bum on the opposite leg, squeeze back, and let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Let's change sides. Okay, so bending, setting yourself up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's keep it going. Changing sides, getting your balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, okay? So as you're doing these, it's absolutely fine if your foot just needs to pop down. You probably just saw my toe had to kind of drop down a little bit there just to get my balance. That is absolutely fine, okay? Just make sure that you get your balance back and then come straight back into the exercise. Okay, let's do one more set. One leg, set yourself up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Change sides. Setting yourself up, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. All right, and shake it out. So we're going to stay with this setup, and this time we're going to go into the same kind of standing position, and then we're going to perform some internal and external hip rotations. Okay, so I'll just show you the setup. We're going to bend one leg, bring the opposite heel to bum, again extending the leg back slightly so we're not overusing that hip. We're going to lift the leg out to the side, and then we're going to lift the heel up towards the ceiling and then drop it down towards the floor. So my knee is staying pretty much in the same position. It's just my foot that's going to turn up and down, and what that's going to do is create a rotation through the hip. Okay, so let's get into our position. We're going to aim for 10 rotations. If you need to balance on something for this, then feel free to do so. Okay, but try and get that standing leg to work as much as you feel comfortable to actually complete those exercises. Okay, so if you're literally holding on to something you can't feel it at all, then you know that it's not really going to be hard enough and you won't see that progress. But you might just want to put like a finger or a couple of fingers on something just to help with the balance, but you can still feel that it's working. Okay, so anyway, let's go for it. Standing on one leg, a little bit of a bend, heel to bum, squeeze back, lift, and we're going to rotate. So heel to ceiling and then heel to floor. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and that's 10. Shake it out. Okay, let's change sides. A little bit of a bend, heel to bum, out to the side, and let's go for it. So heel to ceiling and down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last 1, and 10. Give it a shake. So the really nice thing about this exercise is that as your balance becomes better, you can actually also start to work on your range of movement in that internal and external hip rotation. So when you first start doing it, you might just be going, you know, tiny bit of rotation, really trying to fight for that balance. But as that gets easier, you can then start thinking, okay, I'm going to really move that heel up and down and get some really nice rotation through that hip. And then all the glute muscles and all the other stabilizer muscles in the hip are going to be working hard all the way through range, which is really good for when we start doing kind of box splits or over splits or any type of kind of flexibility really through the hips. Okay, let's get ready for another set. Standing on one leg, heel to bum, open out the knee, and let's go for it. So heel up to the ceiling and down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last 1, and that's 10. Let's change sides. Okay, and I think I can notice that my knees like creeping forward a little bit as I'm doing this. So really try and keep that kind of back position when you're doing the rotations. Okay, so lifting up, so keep that knee back, gonna rotate up and down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last 1, and 10. Ooh, shake it out, start to feel it working a little bit now. We're gonna do one last set, okay? So if you need to kind of try maybe a little bit of a harder version, so if you are holding on to something, maybe see how long you can do it without, now that your body knows what it's doing, what it's meant to do. Okay, let's set ourselves up. Heel to ceiling, heel to floor, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last 1, and 10. And you may start to kind of notice that one side's better than the other. So one side might be better at balancing, one side might be better at rotating. I'm starting to figure out my own as I'm doing this. Okay, last one now on this other side. Set ourselves up, heel to ceiling, heel down, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last 1, and that's 10. Well done, give it a good shake out. Next we're going to do a Romanian deadlift, which is basically a single leg deadlift. I'm going to be super honest here, this is one of my least favourite exercises. I'm really not very good at it, but I'm showing it to you because it is a super important one, and just because I'm working on something doesn't mean that you can all work on it as well. Okay, so it's a Romanian deadlift. I'll talk you through it first so you all know what you're doing. A little bit of stuff to kind of think about with this one. So again, standing on one leg, we're going to bring the opposite leg up, knee to ceiling. We're then going to drop forward, so we're going to hinge forward at the hips, and as we do that, the legs are basically going to swap over their roles. So I've kind of got one straight leg, one bent leg. So as I hinge forward, I'm bending the standing leg and then extending the other leg up behind, and then I'm bringing myself back forward into that initial position. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that movement. So the great thing about this is that we've got a lot of stabilizing stuff happening with the standing leg, but as we extend the free leg backwards, we can squeeze that glute, lift it up to the ceiling, so we're getting some nice strength in that kind of part of the pelvis as well. If you want to add a weight to this, you can have a weight in your hands, you can have an ankle weight on. There are lots of ways to make this harder. I'm going to do it without anything because, like I said, not my favorite exercise, so I'm still working on that. Okay, but even with no equipment, you can still really feel the stability working here. Okay, so enough talking, let's go for it. Bringing one knee up towards the ceiling. We're going to hinge forward, bending the standing leg, lifting the other leg out behind. That's 1. Bringing it through. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, 8, 9, last one now, and 10. Finish off the movement, bring it up, and let's change sides. So hopefully you can feel the standing leg really fighting to balance and like feeling it a bit of a burn wherever you kind of feel it. For me, it's really in my ankles because I have rubbish ankles. Okay, so I can really feel that working, but hopefully you can feel something going on in that standing leg. Okay, changing sides, bringing the knee up, folding forward, and lift. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and almost lost it there. That's the last one, and come out of it, give it a little shake. So on that note, if you do find that you lose balance at some point in between, just pop a foot to the floor, regain your balance, and then try and continue on from there, okay? If you need more of a rest, then pause the video, otherwise let's go again on our first side. So, leg in front, drop through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Okay, changing sides, balancing on the one leg, lifting the other one up. Let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, ooh, keep it going, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Well done. Give it a little shake out. If it's in your ankles, give them a little roll out. All right, and let's move on to the next exercise. This next exercise is going to be stability based, of course, but it's also going to be plyometric based, which means that we're going to ask for a nice powerful movement from our legs. I'm going to show you a single leg version, but if you either have any kind of pain or discomfort in your knees, your ankles, or your hip, or if you just know that you're not very stable yet in any of those joints, then you can also do a double leg version. Okay, so I'll show you the single leg version. Standing on one leg, we're going to dip down, so the same kind of exercises that we were doing at the start. They're going to use our arms to power up and over, and we're just going to hop slightly across the mat. Okay, so that's version 1. So if you don't really feel ready for that, then you can do exactly the same thing, but with 2 legs. Okay, so we're just going to dip down, use the arms, power through, and just hop slightly across. Okay, so pick your variation and let's go for it. We're going to just start with doing 10 hops. So going into position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's change sides. So a little bit of a bend, arms out in front. We're going to dip down and hop for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Okay, so you might have noticed that I put my foot down a couple of times, really similar to the other exercises. If when you're jumping, you just need that extra bit of support just for a second, pop your foot down and then come back into it, that is absolutely fine, okay? If you kind of need more than that, then it might be worth starting with your double leg version, okay, and building that up. Or even doing a single leg drop down and then hopping to 2 legs, single leg and hop. Okay, so there is a couple of different ways that you can make this easier, just so you're slowly building up, because plyometric stuff is quite high level, okay? So let's do another set. We're gonna balance on one leg, doing what we need to with the arms just to help kind of balance you and get some extra momentum through it. And we're gonna drop down and hop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Okay, changing sides. Dipping down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're gonna just do one more set of these. But before we do that, I just wanna talk about, just because I noticed that my ankle did it a minute ago. So when you're doing stuff like this and your ankles are kind of fighting for stability and for balance, I kind of roll quite a lot. Now my ankles are hypermobile, okay? So that means that I do have quite a lot of movement and my kind of awareness in that area is not great. It's not a bad thing. If you see that your ankles are doing weird things, that's okay if it's not painful. So if any of this causes you any pain or discomfort, please go and chat to someone, okay? But don't kind of panic if you, I don't know, for some reason are filming yourself and you see it back, or if you notice that you're getting quite a lot of wobble, it's okay. Just make sure that you are gradually building up these exercises, you're not feeling any discomfort or pain, okay? And obviously another way of dealing with that is to just slightly drop down the difficulty level with the options that I've already talked about before. Okay, one last set, let's go for it. Bringing the leg down, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Okay, let's change sides. Remember, if this is too easy for you, you can even jump further as well, so you can make your jumps even bigger if you need to. Okay, changing sides, last one now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, well done everyone. So as I talked about at the beginning of this video, we're going to be using a small Pilates ball. This is to create a kind of wobbly surface, so it's going to force our joints and our whole limb to just work a bit harder to balance. Okay, there's a couple of options with this, depending on your level of stability. So if we're going to have the ball underneath one foot, and you're either going to balance it just with that one leg, or you're going to keep the other leg on the floor. Okay, so we're going to go down, face down, tucking the tailbone under, and we're going to push up into a glute bridge, balancing just on that one leg. Okay, now if you can do this without the stability with the free leg, so the one that hasn't got the ball underneath it, then you can push through and then bring yourself back down, okay? It is quite a lot more intense, so as I do this, I'm going to keep my other foot on the floor, and I personally find that I still get enough wobble to kind of work that leg. But I just wanted to give you that option for anyone that finds this stuff a bit easier. Okay, so set yourself up, pick your variation, and let's go for it. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, we're going to push that foot down in towards the ball, we're going to lift up, we're going to squeeze, and then we're going to roll back down. At the very end, we're going to drop the pelvis back out to neutral. Okay, and let's go again. We're going to tuck and push up, give the butt a good squeeze at the top, and then lowering back down. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, and we're going to stop at the top, so that's 10. We're going to hold it here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to draw some circles with the foot on the ball. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, come down. Okay, we're going to do the same on the other side. And just before we do that, just to reassure you that it's completely normal if you're feeling this a lot in your hamstring, okay? And it's also completely normal if you feel that your standing leg is doing a lot of the work. Okay, remember that when we're doing stability stuff, you'll often feel kind of both limbs working, maybe just doing slightly different things. Okay, anyway, let's go for the other side. So tucking the tailbone under, getting a good squeeze on the glutes. We're gonna lift all the way up, get a nice good squeeze at the top, and then lower back down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one. Remember, we're going to hold it at the top, squeeze the glutes, and we're going to draw some circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure you keep those glutes squeezed, that butt squeeze, change direction. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come down, give your legs a little shake out. Okay, for this next set, we're going to push all the way up into our glute bridge. Okay, keeping one leg on the floor, again, one leg on the ball. We're then going to straighten the leg all the way out, rolling it against the ball, and then we're going to pull it back in. All the while keeping our glutes squeezed, keeping our butts lifted off the floor, okay? So we're going to tuck the tailbone under, lift all the way up, squeeze your glutes, lifting that pelvis up towards the ceiling. We're going to straighten the leg out and pull it back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and that's 10. Come down, release the pelvis at the end. Let's change sides, so just swapping the ball over to the other leg. Tuck the tailbone, lift up, squeeze that glute, straighten the leg, pull it back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and that's 10. Have a little breather. We're going to do all of that one more time. So if you do need a bigger break, then please pause the video so that you can have a bit more of a breather. Otherwise, we're going to go again from the beginning. Okay, so having the ball underneath one foot, we're going to do our 10 glute bridges. So tuck the tailbone under, lift up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one. As you get to the top, I want you to squeeze your glutes. Give them a little punch if you need to. I find that a really good way to make them switch on. And we're going to do our 10 circles each way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come down, relax the pelvis out last. Changing sides. Let's go for it. Tuck under, lift it up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, hold it at the top, give the glutes a squeeze, and we're going to do our circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come out. Okay, let's go straight into our hamstring ones. Okay, so that's what we're working quite a lot in this lengthening and pulling back is the hamstrings. Okay, but remember, because we've got this unstable environment, we will be getting a bit of stability going on in that leg as well. So tuck, lift, and straighten. Bring it back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Okay, changing sides. Tucking the tailbone under to lift up, and let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10, and come back down. Well done, everyone. So we've done all of our exercises for today, and we're just going to finish off with a gentle stretch, which is just going to focus on the areas that we've worked today. So basically just a little bit of a go over on the lower limb. So bring yourself into a seated position. We're going to just start off with stretching the glutes out. So we're going to bring one leg on the floor, the other one's going to come on top with the ankle on top of the knee. We're then going to just try and get the butt as close to the heel as possible, and then we're just going to walk the hands up. So we got our hands as close to the bum as possible, basically just trying to squish our body together. We're then going to actively push and pull our knees so that the top leg is going to go away and the other leg's going to just pull in. This is just going to encourage a little bit more external rotation with the top leg, and you should feel this stretch either in the glute or in the hip joint itself, or both. Neither are wrong. It's just about feeling where you feel tight and where you feel that stretch. So we're just going to sit here for a little bit, taking some nice deep breaths, just relaxing into that stretch, but maintaining the push and pull with the knees. So yeah, take some nice deep breaths and just chill for a bit. And then we're going to gently come out, swap sides, and again, just trying to get the hands nice and close, the heel and the bum nice and close, and then pulling and pushing at the knees so that we get a nice stretch through that top leg. Take some nice deep breaths. Okay, gently coming out of that stretch, bringing the legs out in front. We're going to have one leg straight, one leg bent. I'm just going to use my elbow to gently drop that knee down towards the floor, and we're going to engage that knee of the straight leg. So just trying to keep it nice and straight, squeezing through the quad, just folding forward into a nice hamstring stretch. Remembering that we're not really going for like crazy flexibility here, we're just going to go to a nice comfortable position. Okay, and we're just going to change sides, bringing the other leg out straight, using the other elbow just to push down the outside leg, engaging the quad to straighten that knee out, and then we're just going to lean forward until you feel a nice comfortable stretch. And we're just going to breathe and relax here, just giving our bodies time to sort of decompress after the session that we did today, and also just to stretch the relevant muscle groups out as well. that knee nice and engaged. Trying to lean forward with the belly as much as you can as well, so trying to avoid this rounded out position. Okay, and gently coming out of that, we're now going to stretch out the fronts of our legs, which we often only do if we're trying to train our toe points, but actually these muscles have been working super hard today when we're doing our balancing, so it's important to stretch that out. So we're going to go up, so we're lifting the bum up off of the floor, we're going to point our toe, and then we're just going to rock forward. But as you can see, I'm keeping my toe and my shin in a nice straight line. I'll show you side on so that you can see. So lifting the bum up, pointing the toe, and then you're just going to roll over, lifting the bum up over that foot. And you might feel this in slightly different places. You might feel it on the top of your foot, you might feel it down the shin, you might feel a bit of both. Everything is fine, it's just about where you feel tight. Okay, we're just going to hold this for a few more seconds. We're not going to do too long, it can be quite intense. If you do want to hold it longer, feel free to pause the video. And we're going to gently roll out and change sides. So going up on that toe again, rolling forward and just getting a nice stretch down the front of that shin. But yes, this is also a very good stretch for your toe pointing, so it's win-win. Okay, and gently coming out of that. All right, bring yourself up to standing. You can use the wall to balance if you want for this exercise, for this stretch, sorry. We're just gonna lift up one heel to the bum, bring the hand round behind the ankle, keep the knees together, and then you're gonna push your butt, your hips forward by squeezing your butt, and that's just gonna get into a maximum stretch for the quad, the front of your thigh. And we're just gonna passively hold this, but just using that arm to pull the heel in towards your bum. Okay, gently releasing that, let's change sides. And remember, you don't have to use the wall to balance, but seeing as we've done quite a lot of balancing today, it's quite nice just to relax into a nice, relatively passive stretch. However, if you do want to actually balance yourself, that's not a problem. Okay, and coming out of that, bring yourself again to the wall. You're going to lift up one set of toes and bring your heel as close to the wall as you possibly can. Okay, so you may need to sort of drop your bum down, lift that leg up into position, and then you're going to lift up from there. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bend the knee and just see how close we can get the knee towards the wall. And we're just going to hold it here. This one should feel like a little bit less intense because the knee is bent. But the reason we're doing that is because we're getting a muscle called the soleus, which is one of the calf muscles. And it's just often a bit more neglected. So it's good to do the kind of bent leg version so that we can really stretch that muscle out. And then in a second, we'll move to stretching the full calf muscle, which is the gastrocnemius, if you care at all. Not a problem if you don't. But it will feel a little bit more intense in a second. Okay, so we're going to gently come out, we're going to straighten the knee, then we're going to lean forward with the hips, and hopefully you'll feel that this is a bit more intense, a bit of a deeper stretch going up into the back of the knee, and that's because we're into that gastrocnemius muscle that I was talking about. Again, just keep breathing through it. Bring the toes down the wall again a little bit if you need to as well, if it's a bit too intense. And try and keep that knee straight. I'm awful for this. I just noticed how bent my knee was without noticing beforehand. So just try and keep that knee as straight as you can. All right, gently coming out of that. Let's change sides. So lifting the toes up, bringing the heel in, and then bending the leg first. So a little bit of a nicer stretch to start with. And then we're going to come away, straighten the leg, and then drop forward again with the hips, keeping that quad engaged. And if it's too intense, remember, just come out of it a little bit. It doesn't need to be ridiculously intense. Just a gentle stretch is absolutely fine. A few more deep breaths. And then gently coming out of it. Give your legs a little shake out, and we are done for today. Thank you so much for following along with me. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it useful, found some maybe weaknesses that you've got that you need to work on. If you have enjoyed this content, if you've enjoyed my teaching style, then please check out my website, which is www.poledancing-therapist.com. I have various memberships there where I teach stuff like this. I also teach pole dancing. Obviously that's my specialism, is helping pole dancers progress safely and getting stronger, more stable, and more flexible. Okay, so if you have got any interest in that, please go and check that out. But if you've got any questions at all, please come and ask me, or you can pop me an email. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.